How are you all doing? Greetings from the Peepo Coin channel, your go-to place for all things crypto. I hope that today is fantastic for everyone. Monday marks the beginning of a new week. Where has this year gone, people? It's halfway through April. What do you know? A bull run is underway. This year is a bull market. However, we are aware that 2025 will pass quickly in this episode. A treat awaits you, XRP, the secret weapon of the Federal Reserve. Yes, exactly. Is the U.S. Federal Reserve quietly preparing XRP to fuel the next financial reset? Doesn't it sound crazy? Well, hold on until you see the proof I'm going to present. We're going into great detail today about the relationships between Ripple, XRP, and the U.S. Federal Reserve and why XRP might already be more significant than most people think. We have a lot going on and a lot to freaking cover, so let's get right into this issue. Make sure you follow the channel and press the like button. It's free, supports your preferred content producer, and just takes 2 seconds to hit the follow button and enable notifications. Additionally, every YouTube video has an option below it if you want to join the channel and avoid advertisements. You can get rid of all those amazing Google advertising you love seeing for the cost of a cup of coffee. $84,554 in Bitcoin. It's up right now. 24%, or pardon me, it isn't up right now. 24% over the last day, although the hourly chart indicates some life. Ethereum is also experiencing some success. At 1,681, it is currently up 3.62%. XRP is keeping steady at number 4 with a price of $2.14, while USDT and USDC are both coming in at their 99-cent not pegs. Although it is currently down 3.51%, the hourly chart shows some life. Just like the rest of the cryptocurrency, $2,669 billion is the total market value of cryptocurrencies. Now people, I made the call last week, and we suddenly swung from being negative to positive. At 76,500, Bitcoin is at its lowest point. Can we go over it again? Yes, we can. The possibility is always there. Will we drop? We're not. It's this. The current trajectory of Bitcoin is leading it to a new all-time high. That's what I'm thinking about. These altcoins are my main focus. On a good pump, I'm going to start purchasing Chainlink again. I've been pretty excited about purchasing Chainlink. The other day, we received another $5,000 worth. It is likely that I will also acquire an additional $5,000 or $10,000. I definitely think that this bull market will witness a huge comeback for Chainlink. People, we've been discussing TLN a lot. It had only been a few days since we initially began discussing TLN. I gave everyone a fair warning on April 11th. I warned you that a huge thing was on the way. 0.0019 was the time. 0.008 is the current time. A buck was its highest point ever. Get this on Bitmark for absolutely nothing. Get it on Uniswap. Now is the moment to participate. It's time to get loaded. You're afraid that money doesn't create wealth. This is the scene in the area. We are in negotiations with one of the biggest YouTubers in the world, and that is the model. This is going to blow up. His channel has almost 1.3 million subscribers, and each video regarding the project King of the Jungle and current events has over 100,000 views on average. The time to pay attention is now as we enter this smoke. This was posted by Dog and relates to Hidden Road. Will Ripple emerge as the next Wall Street? Pay attention, and then let's discuss the Federal Reserve, XRP, Ripple, and the secret weapon. That there is a viable use case for other cryptocurrencies, such as XRP. Believe that XRP is a fantastic working model. It will only grow better in my opinion. They made an acquisition today and I think they purchased a prime broker. This is quite significant because it implies they will be able to settle all asset classes within that prime broker almost instantly. It'll be a fantastic beginning to the new Wall Street. The swiftly evolving blockchain-based Wall Street. Wire transfers will no longer take 3 days. We will be able to obtain money right now. That is fascinating, isn't it? According to the official document, Ripple is using XRP and Hidden Road to create a new Wall Street. In addition to integrating post-trade activity into the XRP ledger and Ripple payments, Ripple intends to use the agreement to scale its RLUSD stablecoin, which Hidden Road uses as collateral. Many people signed this agreement, which was really huge, but they are just sleeping on it because they are trying to fool themselves by saying that it won't use XRP. The XRP ledger will not be used. This only applies to RLUSD on ETH. Give up. Simply stop. We can only pretend to be oblivious to what is happening in the world for so long. Everyone is aware of this now, I'm sure. This was entered on the website of the SEC government. This is by no means an official document. I'm only bringing it up because there are a number of important topics that we want to address. The greatest issue facing the Federal Reserve at the moment is straightforward when discussing the Fed. Its speed of settlement and international cross-border payments. Every day, trillions of people use antiquated systems. It's no secret. High friction, sluggish settlement, and high expense are all present. Step 1 is Fed now. But you know what? Global liquidity is not resolved by this method. Ripple enters the room at that point. Ripple joins the conversation at that point. Before discussing Fed now and what it is, let's take a moment to consider Ripple. As a result, Ripple has more than 500, perhaps 700, and possibly even 1,000 financial institutions as partners. Here's the secret though, which most of you are probably unaware of. Numerous of them are already connected to the U.S. financial system, either directly or indirectly. The Federal Reserve Task Force, XRP's use case for on-demand liquidity, Ripple's early Fed-level discussions, sitting on it, and the company's goal of monetizing international value transfers. We've heard Brad Gallinghouse discuss how, rather than attempting to transfer the funds through the financial system, the cheapest method for him to get them to London is to actually board an aircraft from LAX and fly there. Thus, none of this is merely conjecture. Recall that Ripple has spent many years in the same room as the big boys. We now examine FedNow and its operations. I don't want to call FedNow's recent, but it's very recent, isn't it? The U.S. Federal Reserve created this quick payment system, which was introduced in 2023. It launched 2 years ago, and we likely learned about it around the 21st or 22nd. What is it used for? It makes it possible for financial institutions to provide real-time payments, which let people and companies send and receive money in a matter of seconds. You are familiar with the speech and the spiel for 24-hour 3-Fix-65. On this channel, we've constantly stated that without an immediate payment, you cannot receive an immediate settlement. You can now receive your money instantly thanks to FedNow. It makes no difference what time of day or season it is. Banks instantly settle payments with one another. This is intended to be an inexpensive substitute for conventional payment methods. When compared to other Fed ACH systems, this one only processes payments in batches and runs on business days, which causes delays in the availability of funds. FedWire manages high-value real-time transactions, but it's only available during business hours, which are, let's say, 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. Next, we examine FedNow, which is a combination of FedWire and FedECH that operates 24/7. We now know that FedNow has been accepted by thousands of financial institutions. Wells Fargo, Chase, and JP Morgan are all implicated in this. Their goal is to update the payment system in the United States. Isn't it intriguing to offer a public substitute for private fast payment systems? This is when you start to get a little more excited if we look at the Federal Reserve's approach. Instead of creating technology, the Fed adopts and controls it, allowing it to select or support private systems that are compatible. Everything we're discussing, including the Fed's demand for immediate payments and liquidity pools, is supported by ISO 20022. This is the ideal application for XRP. People, they won't say XRP aloud, but guess what? They don't need to, do they? We already know, therefore they don't need to say it aloud. Now keep in mind that the Fed is not going to construct